Welcome back to Everything Guns. What's up first today?
Start off with a couple of use of force reviews. The first one is a convenience store clerk with a concealed handgun shot and wounded a robber who demanded money while showing a weapon in his waistband. So basically the robber came in, raised his shirt to show that he had a weapon, store clerk, then pulled his gun and shot and wounded the robber. So good on his part.
So was he charged with anything? Or
No, it wasn't charged. I guess, to me, the big takeaway is you don't have to wait for the person to point the gun at you if you perceive a reasonable threat. So good job on his part.
Yeah, you usually don't get the option of being first, though.
No. So, bad move on the robber's part.
Yeah, I guess if you're on the other side, don't just show the gun.
Yeah.
And expect to get anything out of it.
Well, one thing, you mentioned that. So if say the roles were reversed and we were out in the public and showed a gun in our waistband, that could be considered brandishing. So,
Oh, yeah.
So you got to be careful with that, too.
Yep.
So, yeah. So I thought that was a pretty good job on his part, being prepared, having a concealed handgun. Hopefully the convenience store didn't fire the clerk. I've seen that happen before. So
Yeah, as far as talking about what he did, he protected himself. So
yeah,
I don't know how you can say anything bad about what he did, and luckily nobody's charged him for it.
Yeah. So good job on that one. The second one, so we had a couple and their two children were getting out of a family vehicle when two armed robbers threatened them. The father was armed and exchanged gunfire with the robbers until they fled. In an effort to protect his wife and children, though, the father moved away from the vehicle to create distance between them and the crossfire, so that was good on his part. He was shot 3 times in the lower body, but he did prevent his wife and children from being hurt. So nice job on his part. He was prepared, moved away to keep his kids and family safe.
I wondered, was there an opportunity just to drive off?
Yeah, I don't know. They were getting out. If you already had your 2 kids out, it might have been tough.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have a little more detail. But if you don't have the opportunity to drive off, then moving away from your family was a good move on his part.
Yeah.
Obviously, he fired enough rounds to make them leave, although he did get hit. I assume he survived.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, I didn't see a lot of more information, but yeah, he survived just from lower body damage, so probably some shots to the legs.
Only other thing that might have been really good for that one is if the wife would have been carrying.
I agree. That's what I always tell my wife when we go places. I ask her if she's carrying. She's, sometimes her response is, "Well, I know you got yours," but I said, "Well, what if I become incapacitated? If it's something, if he would have been killed."
Yeah, then they're coming after them.
Then they're coming after the wife and the kids. So.
Yeah, and then she also could have participated and helped him. So both carrying would have been better. Him moving away from the rest of the family was a good move. So,
yep, I agree.
Yeah.
So
what else you got?
The next one is a 65-year-old man fatally shot a mugger. I think this was in Queens, in New York. The mugger appeared to have been threatening him. There was on video. So
this is one that was walking up to him.
Yeah.
And the guy was walking back trying
around
to
2 a.m.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Robber came up to him in the driveway leading to a parking garage, and demanded cash and cigarettes while flashing an unknown sharp object. But now they're trying to determine if they're going to charge this guy with murder charges for protecting himself.
Well, they first were charging him with having a gun, right?
Yeah, they've already charged him with that.
This is what, New York? Or where was this? Yeah, New York.
New York.
So obviously...
Yeah, before the fatal shooting, the alleged robber had caused some property damage at a pair of nearby buildings. So this guy, and he had multiple priors. And if you look at the surveillance footage, a pen was found in his right hand. I think there was a firearm found nearby or on him as well. I had to go back and look at that, but I believe there was one found as well. So he had another weapon with him, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you look at some of these cities that have these laws that don't allow you to protect yourself, and I guess the best option is to move out of there if you could, but I know that's not an easy thing for people just to pick up and move.
Yeah, a couple of things for this one. So the guy was, he was backing up, so it looked like he was telling the guy to stop, and he was backing up. The man took something out, which was that pen, and lunged at him, and that's when the guy shot him. So good job on his part to protect himself, because, the guy could have been stabbed to death with a pen easily. The only other thing, that I take away, 2 a.m., probably not the best time to be out. I know he was coming back from the store or something, but, man, it's...
Yeah, you don't know what, if he's a third shift or something, so it's he still shouldn't have to be prosecuted for protecting yourself just because you're out at 2 a.m.
No,
So-
well, nope. That's New York for you. So you got to
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah, I guess the only thing you could say there is maybe not be out that late, or I don't know how else you get away from him. He was trying to back away, so maybe not live in New York.
Yeah, I think, but for the most part, if you look at it from a use of self-defense, yeah, I think he's got a good argument for being in fear of great
No, I
bodily
agree.
harm or death.
If I was on that jury, I would have no
Yeah,
issue of saying, "Hey, he did what he needed
Now
to
the
do."
weapons charges, that's just going to be part of being in New York. If he didn't, if he
Yeah.
wasn't legally able to carry in New York, that's
It's still bullcrap.
I agree, but I don't know how you get away from that one. I mean, we took a trip to New York and we couldn't even the only gun shop in New York they wouldn't even let us hold the gun.
Yeah, they couldn't let you hold a pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last one I've got is a police shooting involving two officers that were shooting at a fleeing suspect. So apparently some officers had initially approached a vehicle that had eluded the police the night before. So wherever this was, I can't remember where it was, they're not allowed to chase after cars that take off. So they just have to find them later, which some instances that's good, some bad. I know there's been some bad outcomes from chasing people. But as they found this vehicle at a convenience store, when the police officers approached, one police officer got out and approached one of the individuals that was in the car, was asking him questions. As he was talking to her, another individual in the car, a lady, got out and started walking off. And the police officers were telling her to stay, and she kept going. Then she started running, and as she was running away, she pulled a gun, turned, and fired at least one round at him. I couldn't tell how many more because that's when the police started shooting a barrage of bullets at her. There was another police officer standing on the other side from where he was, so she was running around the corner of a building, and he had a good view of her, so he shot first, striking the lady, putting her on the ground. So as the initial officer came around the corner, what are you don't start laughing. This is not funny. Don't start laughing yet. Let me get through this.
Go ahead.
As the initial officer who was yelling at the lady first come around the corner, she was already laying on the ground, but he continued to fire. I don't know. He emptied his whole first magazine and loaded a second magazine, and then fired 3 shots out of that second magazine as she was still laying on the ground. So every shot he took, she was laying on the ground. So I guess the DA reviewed. The DA filed no charges against the police officers. Considered it a good shoot.
Okay, so if we looked at this, if it was one of us, and if we were, you muted yourself. If we shot somebody 15 times as they lay on the ground, what would a jury say?
Well, it would be difficult for us to get away with it. I mean, she was still moving.
Moving from all the bullets hitting her, yeah.
I mean, no joke. Every time he would shoot and hit her, she would move, and then he'd shoot again. And I think that's what they're using is probable cause that he still seen her as a threat because the gun was still in her hand. So the gun was still in her hand. So she was, but every time she got hit, she was still moving. And they even handcuffed her after. I don't know how many times they hit her. I'm sure they didn't hit her all 30 times, but if you watch the video, she was getting peppered pretty good.
I don't know why you're laughing at that. That's awful.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, she shot at them first.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you expect.
All right. So if you're on the other side, maybe don't move when you get shot.
Just stay as still as you can, because they're gonna keep shooting at you. I agree. I don't think if they were non-police officers, I don't think we could have got away with that.
Right,
We always teach you stop shooting when the threat has stopped, and to me, the threat had stopped when she was laying face down on the ground. I guess she could have turned and shot. But
I don't know. It's hard to say when you're not there.
It was all on video.
Yeah,
you can watch the video.
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine. I can picture what it looks like.
Yeah.
So you may want to move on to the next one.
Yeah. All right. So that's all the use of force reviews I've got. So let's move on to our next topic. So we got a couple gun reviews, and before we get into it, this segment brought to you by Misty Made It. For all your craft needs, check out Misty Made It. On Instagram and Facebook. A lot of good t-shirt stuff, tumblers, screen printing, that kind of stuff. Or I don't know if it's screen printing.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I forget.
Check out the website.
Yeah, check out the website. It's pretty cool stuff.
So what gun reviews?
Well, I got my Polymer 80 gun that I built. This is the only pistol I've ever built. So it's the 80%. More, I guess, it's a Glock type guns that use the Glock magazines.
Yep.
But I really fixed this thing up nice. Took it out to the range today. You know, it's got the upper slide got some nice cuts in it with an optic ready. I've got a gold fluted barrel that's suppressor ready.
Yeah, can you quit pointing it over here?
I'm not pointing at you.
Threaded barrel?
Yeah, threaded
what kind of trigger? Do you remember what trigger you put in it?
I got a flat face trigger. I can't remember what it was. It's one of the more expensive triggers. Probably, for a pistol. So it's got a nice.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of take up on it.
It was nice.
Yeah, not a lot of take up on it. The reset, not as good as our Canics, but it's a lot better than your normal Glock.
Yeah,
and it's also got a mag well on it. The gun shoots very well. I did have a couple times where it didn't go back into battery, which has been the issue I've had with it since I built it. I had to go back in and with my Dremel and really polish up the feed ramps and the slide just to make sure it would.
Yeah, it's got a nice fiber optic front sight for sure.
Yeah.
The
ergonomics of it is great.
Yeah, it feels good.
And it's nice texture on the handle. This is actually the only one I shoot that I haven't put that Thailand grip stuff on.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a gun that I built, I really like it. I actually put more money into this one than I was
the overall. What
it.
was the overall build? Do you remember how much it cost? I remember it was expensive.
Yeah, I would say I probably put $1,200 in this gun. At least.
Yeah.
Just from the...
I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah, everything is
gold barrel,
top.
threaded barrel.
Yeah.
It looks nice. Black frame.
Even the pins I put in it are color. I mean, it's just...
Oh, yeah, you got like a blue...
Yeah.
Blue pins to match the blue...
The magazine.
Blue mag plate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
18 plus 1.
Yeah, it shot well.
Shot well.
Well, we shot that one at the range today, and I brought out the Bursas that I have. I got two 380 Bursas and then a 9mm. I hadn't shot them in a while. The two 380s are two of the couple first guns that I bought. So I got the Bursa 380 Combat and the Bursa 380 CC, which is concealed carry. Let me pull up the stats on that. So let's see. You're walking off. I'm trying to talk to you and you're walking off.
I'm grabbing this other one.
Rude. So
Whatever.
These pistols, I mean, they were right around, I think the Bursa Thunder Combat, it's got the 3.5-inch barrel. I mean, it's 7-round capacity, so it's not a lot of capacity. It's a little difficult to rack unless you get it nice and lubricated, and it's got a safety in the decocker. So, yeah, it does. One thing I didn't remember about it is it does give you a little bit of bite when you fire it. It's after, if you had to fire it a lot during the day, it'd be.
It has more recoil than I remember. I used to carry the same one.
Yeah, fixed barrel. I mean, I bought the Thunder Combat for the wife, and she would always struggle racking it, even with it well lubricated. And then I bought the CC pretty shortly after that one, so that's the one I was carrying for a while. And it's got the low profile sights, fiber, not really fiber optic, but they're orange, so it kind of stands out a little bit. The orange front and back. It's very similar to the other one. It's got a more of a plastic grip as opposed to the Combat's got these thick rubber grips, which are really nice.
Yeah,
you get a good grip on the guns, and they shoot. They're very accurate, but they can, after a while, be bothersome to your hands.
Yeah, that fixed barrel. The Alien that we talked about a few weeks ago, it had a fixed barrel, didn't it? Didn't it have a fixed barrel? One of those guns we talked. I think it did.
I don't remember your reviews.
Well, I think it had a fixed
but
barrel.
these are nice guns. But if you were to ask me, would I choose that over the 9mm that are available today, the micros or the compacts? And there's no way.
Well, when we first bought those, the 9mm didn't have the capacity that they've got now.
No, and they weren't they were a little bit larger. And now they've got smaller, they've got more capacity, they've got better recoil. So it's. I mean, I still like the guns, and I mean, I did enjoy shooting them today. Just the fact that they're pretty dang accurate. But I'm not carrying them anymore. But so then I also had the 9mm, the Thunder Pro Burster Thunder Pro. It's a 4.3 inch barrel. Now this thing, it's kind of got a feel. It's a 17 plus 1 capacity. It's got a feel of a CZ on the grip. I mean, if you held a CZ, this is what this somewhat kind of mimics the feel of it. But it's a heavy pistol. It weighs a little over 30 ounces. So it's got it's basically a steel frame with polymer grips, and it shoots really nice as well. Nothing special about the sights, but it's a decent shooting gun. It's also single action, double action, just like the 380s. So they're nice, ambidextrous slide safety lever, slide stop as well. So I mean, right-handed, left-handed can use it.
Yeah, I shot it today. I thought it shot well.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
it's a heavy gun.
Yeah, it looks like you can swap the mag release over too. Yeah, I just said it was a heavy gun. I just said it was 30 ounces. Apparently you weren't listening.
I didn't hear you say that at all.
Oh my gosh, I just talked about that.
I'm agreeing with you. It's a heavy gun.
Hammer fired. I did say, I don't know if you heard me say single action, double action.
I did hear that part.
Yeah, Picatinny rail on it, so you can mount lights, whatever, lasers, whatever you want.
Lasers are stupid.
It is a, my wife has a laser on her gun. So it is a nice gun. And it wouldn't be something bad to use in like a USPSA if you wanted to do production with a double single action. The single action trigger is nice. Double action is not bad at all. You fired it. It's a fairly decent double action trigger. I'd probably do something about the sights. I'd change them out.
Yeah, no, I thought it shot very well.
So, but yeah,
what's the MSRP on that? Do you remember?
I can tell you what I paid for it. How about that? I bet I tell you what, I paid $320 for that gun.
Oh, nice. So if you are looking for something, I mean, even for home protection, you just want something cheap that's going to work.
Well, yeah, it's one of the guns I keep ready for home protection. Yeah, it's one of them I have. Yeah, it always stays ready to go.
Yeah,
so
$320. Heck yeah, that's a good price on that.
Yeah,
gun.
not bad at all. And that was 6-7 years ago. So, but those are the ones I took them out and shot them today. They all shot well. Do what?
What's that got to do with it?
I'm assuming it's cheaper now.
You think?
I don't know. I don't even know if they make that gun anymore.
All right. Weird statement. Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
All right. So my last review, we didn't take it out today, but we took it out last week, was my lever action rifle. It's the Rossi R92.
I think you're saying that wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to say it.
I'm kidding.
ROSSI,
Yeah,
Rossi. Made by Taurus.
Yeah, you didn't let me shoot it.
I thought you did shoot it.
No.
Oh, you should have shot it.
No, I didn't get to shoot it at all.
It's fun to shoot. You should have
I never got offered one time to shoot that gun.
I thought you shot it.
Nope.
You should have shot it. It's fun to shoot. It's got a Brazilian hardwood stock.
Yeah,
it shoots a 45 long coat, and I like that. I like that round. I shot that out of that Judge the week before.
Yeah,
it's a nice round.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get to shoot it.
Yeah, you should have shot it. It's a good shooting gun. It's a big bore rifle with a 16.5-inch barrel. It's got an adjustable rear sight, only 8-round capacity, but it is lever action. Overall length 33.7 inches. I think I paid $750, $800 for it. I mean, MSRP is $1,000, but I didn't pay $1,000 for it. But I've shot this lever action. I've shot some of the what's those good lever action rifles? Heck,
Henry's?
Yeah, the Henry rifles. I've shot some of those in 45 long coat. I like the loading of this one. This was a side loader.
Yeah.
Where the Henry rifles that I shot is a top loader where you remove.
Right.
I like the side loading of it. It's something similar to if you ever watched old westerns, this is one like you would see in an old western.
Yeah, I like the gun. I remember shooting it before, just not last week.
Yeah, you should have shot it. It's a good gun. The only thing is the action is not as smooth as a Henry rifle. So if you ever shot a Henry rifle, man, when you cock it, it's a smooth loading. This one, it's a little bit. I don't know what you would call it. It's just not as smooth as a Henry rifle, but it still shoots very well. So yeah, I really like shooting it. Cheaper than a Henry rifle. So if you're wanting a lever action rifle, the Rossi's, they've got a bunch of different styles, different barrel lengths. Like I said, made by Taurus, and right now, I think Taurus has got a pistol that they've had to do a recall on, but I've never had any issues with.
Yeah,
with
no,
it.
yeah, that's the GX4. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing a recall on it because of drop safety. But I got a 1911 Taurus that I really like. That's the only Taurus I have. But I've seen all the GX series have all got good reviews. So
Yeah, I had another Taurus. I can't remember what brand it was. It is made similar to a Beretta. I think they bought it.
oh yeah, it's like a
P92.
Beretta 92. Yeah,
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 so
I
that's
remember
what-
that one. Yeah, it
so
was
I've got
just like
it.
a Beretta.
Yeah, just like a Beretta. Now I had an issue with a part on it that broke. I called them and they replaced it. I mean, just
Yeah.
real quick. So their customer service was great. But this lever action rifle is pretty fun to shoot. You should have shot it last week.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I didn't mention on I think the Bursas are made Argentina, right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Argentina guns. Yeah, the Thunder 9 Pro was initially made for their police force, and that's what it was originally built for. And then we got them here, and like I say, it's a definitely a nice gun. Feels good in the hand, so they're good guns. They're just so many on the market now. I don't know if I would buy those before anything else, other than price wise, they're really good. So what's our next section?
So we got USPSA update. I've been talking about the elections coming up. I think June 15th is when the elections start for the presidential election, the Area 6 and Area 8 elections. We talked about Area 6 election last week with Ben Berry and Matt Hopkins. Really don't even think the other guy has a chance, but one of those two guys I hope wins. There was a good podcast out from the Hit Factor this week with one of the guys running for Area 8. I can't remember his name, Vince something.
Yeah, he was on Ben Stager's
Yeah, he's
YouTube
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, so I think he would be a good one. I think there's one other guy running against him. But one of those, the Vince guy and either Hopkins or Ben Berry, if we could get those two guys on the board, it would help out because the board is still doing the same thing they always do. The board minutes that come out are still horrible. Yimin Lin did have his appeal that failed, so he's out as the president.
That's a shocker since he's appealed to the people that kicked him out to begin with.
So yeah, I think
Can't believe he didn't get through that.
Yeah, I think I think the Scott Arnberg voted no against it, and everybody else voted yes to keep him out. So, but he is able to ask for reinstatement at the end of the year. But he has to ask. I mean, usually it's a year ban before you can get your RO certification back, which would put him back into nearly May or June for next year, which means he couldn't be president. But they said he could ask for reinstatement on December 31st. He can ask, which would, if he was reinstated, then he could get his RO certification and still be president. But I would imagine if he wins the presidential election that they're not going to let him get his RO certification.
No way.
So there's quite a few people running for president. Really only a couple that I would vote for. He was one of them, and I forget the other guy's name. Lee, last name Lee, I think was the other guy that I'll probably vote for. One of those two, either Yimin Lee.
Yeah, I'd vote for the guy. I don't remember his name.
No, I mean Luigi Lee. His last name was Lee. I just told you what his last name was. I remember his first name. Grief. You don't even know. You're not.
No,
even
I'm not a member.
Yeah, I know.
There's a
So,
reason. I'm not going to support the organization.
So, yeah, still a lot of underhanded things going on. They did change some bylaws, which I didn't think you were supposed to do that, to allow additional people to vote. So I don't know what that was all about. So that went through.
So what's next? What's another segment we got?
My FFL update. So as I mentioned last week, I did send in my application. Still waiting to hear back from the ATF on the interview with the investigational officer that'll come to my house, kind of go through the what you're supposed to do to maintain your records and how you're supposed to do everything. So
is it ATF that comes in and interviews you?
Yeah, it's an investigational officer with the ATF, an IO something. IOI. Don't ask me what that means. I forget before you ask. But yeah,
IOI.
An IOI supposed to come here, and it's more of a, it's not an investigation or an audit. It's just kind of going through the rules and regulations of what I have to do, making sure I've got everything in order. They will look around to make sure I've got some kind of security in place for any of the guns that I'm going to keep at my place of business. So
yeah,
I've got some gun safes already, so that's not a big deal. But that's moving forward. I did finish my Rocket FFL course, so I used Rocket FFL to do all my application stuff, and went through his course on getting things prepared, what to do before the ATF comes and does their investigation. It also goes through how to keep your records and what the rules and regulations are on what you're supposed to do. And it's just, any little mistake you make can be huge. So you definitely got to be careful with that. That's where I am. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll hear from them. And
maybe get your website up and going.
I got my website up.
Yeah, but we would actually
Yeah.
something on it that we can do.
Yeah.
Other than getting people to leave some comments on it and
Yeah, that
maybe some
reminds me.
questions or something.
Yeah, I did set up a review page. So if anybody listening wants to win a Everything Guns podcast t-shirt, then just go to the website clearcreekshooting33.com and either send us do the contact page or do a review of the show, or send an email to info@clearcreekshooting33.com.
Yeah.
And we'll
Send
pick
out
a winner.
We'll
Send out
pick
a
a
couple.
winner and send out a shirt.
Yeah.
Or two.
And those will be from Misty Made It for all your craft needs.
Yeah.
Check out Misty Made It. So.
Two commercials of that.
2 commercials. Hope I get some credit for that. And then the only update I have for my match coming up, my USPSA sectional match, Alabama sectional match, is I did change my squads from a Saturday day shooting to a Friday shoot, so I'll actually get to shoot on Friday. Moved it to a squad. I know a couple people that's in that squad, so that make it a little better. They still haven't come out with the stages yet, so still waiting on that.
Hopefully they ain't got anywhere you're moving to your left. Changing mags to the left be bad.
Yeah, I won't change mags.
We practiced that. We practiced that.
Move it
at
to
your
my
age.
right.
Was it? Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's moving to your right.
Yeah, moving to my right because I had to change like this. Yeah, it was moving to my right where I got
Moving to
DQ'd.
the left.
Moving to my left, the gun still faces forward. So if I'm moving to my left, gun's still here. If I'm moving to my right, you can see how the gun's going to come up like that.
Can you quit swinging it around?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you don't know.
Maybe
I
it
can
should
show
be.
you the video where I got DQ'd.
Yeah, well, we watched it. All right. So, all right, good update there. So, last episode we talked about different concealed carry guns? Concealed carry guns that we would, or compact,
Top five
subcompact,
compact
top 5 compact, subcompact, micro compact guns we would like to have. So, what about full size? What would be your top 5 full size guns? If price didn't matter, you could just have whatever. What would be your top 5?
Well, I'll go, and these are all going to be based on carry optics because I
Yeah.
shoot carry optics. So there's no 2011s or double stack 1911s in my list. I just picked a SIG P226 X5, an S&W M&P M20 competitor. Have you seen those? The steel frame,
No. Oh yeah. I have.
and they
yeah.
got that little
Yeah.
angle on the barrel.
Yeah.
Nice looking
Yeah.
gun, steel
Yeah.
frame, and we'll win a lot of steel frame stuff. The S&W, the Walther Q5 SF Pro, which is another steel frame. The CZ Shadow Z, which is another steel frame gun. And then the Canic Rival steel frame gun. So that's my 5. All of
Yeah.
them, all
So-
but the P226.
Yeah.
It's steel frame.
So I ask about top 5 full size guns, and we go with
They're full-size guns.
Yeah,
They're my
they are.
top 5. I don't know why you had to.
if somebody offered you a staccato over any of those, would you take? Which one would you take? Would you
This
take the
is-
staccato full size, or would you take one of those first?
I'm going to take the Rival steel frame.
Oh, you're full of crap. You're a liar.
Why can I not pick my own top
No, that's
5?
fine. It's different. All right. So, if I was going to have, if you would offer me any full size guns, top 5 full size, any 5 guns, I guess the bottom of my list would be the Lago Arms Alien. And the only reason it's at the bottom is because I still think it has heat issues, no matter what you said on your review a few weeks back. But it's definitely a neat looking gun. Expensive, but if I was going to get it, I'd like that one. The number 4, and I almost moved this one up higher, was the Beretta M9A4. That's that one I wanted, the tan.
No, I know.
I wanted that gun so bad.
Yeah, that's when
And it hadn't come out yet when I was wanting to get it. And I kept
That's when they
waiting.
thought they might get the Beretta might get the military
Yeah,
contract.
it was originally, they originally modified the 92s to the M9, the M9s, M9As that they had, M9A2 I guess is what it was, is what the military was using. So they made a few changes to the gun, made the M9A4. I was wanting to get it. That's when I was waiting for it. Wasn't ever getting released. Couldn't ever find it. I ended up buying the PX4. And then when they finally released the M9A4 and it showed up, it was like $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah, a little
And it was
expensive.
a little higher than what I wanted for that pistol. But I still like that gun. They got one now. They make it with a optics cut. But it looks so much better without the optics. I mean, I can show you. Look at the difference. There's a picture of it with there and there. I mean,
Oh, the optic looks awful on that gun.
yeah, I mean, it's a large optic on it there, but just the original look of the gun.
Oh, that's a terrible optic.
Yeah, I don't like the optic on that one.
It
It's
is
huge.
awful.
But
Yeah,
just the original look is really nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've always liked that gun. So that would have been in my number 4. My number 3 is one that I reviewed last time, the Oracle Arms 2311. That'd be the full size one on it. It's due out this summer. It's a nice looking gun. Double stack, if you remember, uses the P320 mag, so it's
Yeah.
kind of the combination between the P320 and the 1911. Really nice guns. My that was number 3. Number 2 would be the Canik TP9 SFX or the Rival, one of those. Probably the Rival. If I had a choice between the Canik TP9 series now, I'd probably get a Rival like you got.
The steel frame or the polymer?
I don't know. I guess I'd probably go steel frame.
The steel frame, the silver one looks really nice. They got a blackout version, but
Yeah, I think I like the blackout version.
I like the silver
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guy I was supposed to be getting it from still hasn't been able to get it, so I'm just going to wait till I get my FFL and get it myself.
Yeah, so that was my number 2. Would be one of the Canics, and then
Oh, you may guess the number one? Can I guess the number one?
go right ahead.
The Staccato P.
Nah,
What's number one?
no, it's the Staccato XC.
XC.
Obviously, it's going to be a Staccato. I mean, crap. We those things are so smooth. It's
Yeah.
just so nice. They're so good. I would probably end up doing something a little bit more with the grip just to make them a little more stay in your hand better.
Yeah, if I switched divisions, if I started shooting the new limited optics division, I would definitely want the Staccato.
Yeah, the Staccato. I forget what XC stands for now, but it's an expensive model. It's nice. I would definitely like to have a Staccato.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't pick that is just because I wouldn't shoot it as much because I shoot the carry optic stuff all the time. So,
Maybe you would change.
well, I just said that if I went to limited optics, I could choose the Staccato. I would just wish they'd if they would let the 2011s into the carry optics division, which is ridiculous because they let the CZ stuff in there. So I don't know why you wouldn't let the.
Well, maybe next time when we do it, I can do my guns that I would want for competition, and you do just top 5 guns you want to do. That way we keep it different instead of just comparing guns.
That's what we just
List.
did.
No, we did. Yeah, I know. We were supposed to be the same list, but we didn't. But it's all right.
We would have had the same 5 guns on it.
You wouldn't have had a Beretta M9A4.
No, because I didn't really care that much.
Probably wouldn't have had an Oracle Arms on there.
Oh, whatever. All right. Whatever.
So now we can't even compare it, but it's all right.
What does it matter?
Oh, the dog just come running in.
It scared me.
It's a big
All right,
dog.
so the last thing I had for the day was I did some work out at the range over the weekend, some tractor work. Got a lot done. Cleared out a spot for a couple stages. Thinking about getting a bulldozer out there and really build up some berms.
Hey, we could do some couple berms, one on the side, be able to set up a couple stages, or at least one stage where we can shoot more than just, straight ahead.
Yeah.
It'd be good. Oh, this dog's gonna pick up. What in the world is he doing?
She's crawling across. Your boy just walked in too, so she's going a little bit crazy. Just a reminder, send in as a review on the website, clearcreekshooting33.com. Just send us your contact info or send us an email at info@clearcreekshooting33.com and we'll pick a winner, send out a shirt.
I don't have anything else, so it'll be a little bit shorter episode than normal, but we'll probably do another one next week and have another gun to review.
All right, that's all I got. So we are Everything Guns. Have a good one.